Welcome back to the Morning Mindset. I am so glad that you are taking the time, this little 5-minute recording, to get your mind aligned with the truth of God. I need it every morning. I created the Morning Mindset because I'm confident that you need it every morning. Every single one of us who calls Jesus Lord needs to get our minds straight first thing in the day. I want to revisit Psalm chapter 148 that we talked about in yesterday's Morning Mindset episode. I want us to revisit it because there are some very interesting things that we need to pay attention to toward the end of the chapter. Verse number 13 reads this way. It says, "Let them praise the name of the Lord, for his name alone is exalted. His majesty is above earth and heaven." Now let's stop for a moment and think about a few things. First of all, who are the them that is talking about? Let them praise the name of the Lord. Well, he's just said in verse 11, kings of the earth and all peoples, princes and all rulers of the earth, young men and maidens together, old men and children. Now, he's just about covered the gamut of what situation someone might find themselves in. There's rulers, there's princes, there's young men, there's maidens, there's old men, there's children. There's even the phrase all peoples. He has not missed anyone. He's saying all of us should praise the name of the Lord. And here's the reason that he gives. For his name alone is exalted. Now, we live in a world of social media, and not just social media, but media in general, where you see personalities and athletes, actors, comedians, singers. You see them lifted up. You see them exalted into places of admiration. And I am the first to have my oohs and ahs when I see an amazing sporting feat or an amazing musician or an amazing artist perform their particular craft. I mean, I admire and appreciate those kinds of things. But I use that as an example to point out how we admire and the kinds of things we do to admire. And now I want to shift that perspective that we all can relate to how we are to praise the name of the Lord. And it says, for his name alone is exalted. Now, why would the writer of this psalm say only God's name is exalted, when in fact there are many others in our society and throughout history for that matter who have been exalted? Well, it's because what he's doing here is he's pointing out that as much as we might exalt human beings, the type of exaltation they deserve and the amount of exaltation they deserve and their actual deservedness of that exaltation does not compare to what God deserves. Because, as it says here, his majesty is above earth and heaven. You see, God outweighs us all, if you want to think of it in those terms. He towers above us in his majesty. Now, what is majesty? Well, majesty is one of those terms that's kind of hard to fully describe, kind of like love. It's a little intangible, but what it is his awesomeness, his amazingness, his hugeness in comparison to us. And it says his majesty is above earth and heaven. You see, he being the creator is above and beyond his creation. So when you think of the scope of creation, from the tiniest molecule to the largest galaxy, as I've said in previous episodes, he is above all of that. He is beyond all of that. And my friends, he is your God today. So no matter what threatens your faith today, no matter what discourages you, be it a discouraging situation or a health crisis or any kind of struggle you're going through, I don't mean to make light of those. In fact, I mean to lift you up in spite of those, because you have a God whose majesty is above earth and heaven, and he cares for you, my friend. Would you share the Morning Mindset and this word of encouragement with a friend today? And join me again tomorrow.